Now, I'm not much of a tea spiller, I'm just going to be honest, but when I do spill some tea, it's usually my tea. But I'm going to talk about the tea that's going on between Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion. Yes, I know everybody's addressing it, everybody's giving their hot take, and I'm going to give my hot take on it as well. But I might be coming from a different perspective. I'm coming from a perspective that I have seen others post, but I'm giving my perspective on it too because a lot of people have experienced what Megan has experienced that I also have experienced, and I want to talk about it. First, I'll address the main issue, which we know is Klay fumbled Megan. He fumbled Megan. And we know that when he was late picking her up from the airport, all that cute apology shit was because he was doing things that he wasn't supposed to be doing. They dropped a blind item on him saying that what he was doing when he was late picking her up was doing somebody else. And he was not doing the right thing. She kept that out of the media and she didn't address it really, or she didn't address it at all. And she, kept with her man and stood by her man. She stuck beside him because, blind items can be lies, but most of the time they unfortunately are not. But, it was her discretion to go ahead and not believe it. Unfortunately, it was true because he was being him and he was cheating on her. Now, it is coming out in the wash that he has a habit of doing that to plenty of his exes. They're tying him with a WNBA star, but we don't know how true that is. They say that she unfriended him, but she could be unfriending him because she didn't like what he did to Megan, or who knows why she unfriended him. It could be a barrage of reasons. We don't know. She hasn't spoken up so far as the reason why she unfriended him. But, who's to say? Her name is Lexi Brown, but we don't know if Lexi Brown is actually having an affair or had an affair with Klay. So we're not going to just say, yeah, Lexi was screwing Klay behind Megan's back, because we don't know that for sure. But she did unfriend him, and we don't know the reason why. So there's that. We're gonna put a pin in that one. But let me tell you why all of this is so bothersome to me in my perspective. Megan lost her mother, and she lost her mother before she met Klay, but Klay knew this. Klay knew that she lost her mother, her father, and her grandmother. So she really lost most of the family that she had, if not all of the family that she had, because I'm sure she has cousins and other relatives, but that's nothing like your immediate family. So she lost her family. Klay knew this, and she was getting close to his family, so she was feeling that family bond once again. And for you to dangle that in front of her, just to be cheating on her and snatch it away from her, that is a dirty, dirty thing to do. And it is a personal thing to a lot of people. And a lot of women, especially myself, who went through something similar, took that personally. When my mother was diagnosed with her terminal cancer and she was in her last stages and she was actively dying, there was somebody who I was trying to rekindle with, who I had dated before. The reason that we broke up before wasn't because of anything major. We were teenagers and we weren't going to be able to do the long distance thing. Of course, he would have interest with other people. I had interest in other people. It just wasn't going to work with us long distance. And the reality of that working, it just wasn't going to be there. But he chose the worst time when I was at my worst and I was going through the most to decide that, hey, I'm going to give her attitude. I'm going to be nasty towards her. I'm going to be short-tempered with her. I'm going to be distant towards her. And I'm going to do, of all things like hang up in her face when she's trying to question me and express to me and ask me what's going on. Do you guys want to know why he was doing those things? I bet you could probably already guess. Of course, he was being duplicitous. That means, of course, he was dealing with somebody else in the process of dealing with me. Now, if you know I'm going through the worst thing of my life, my mother is dying. My mother did die. And I'm calling you upset. I'm calling you sad. I'm calling you, going through everything in the world. And my mother just died. And I am depressed and I am sad and I'm going through all these different ranges of emotions. And I'm calling you to talk to you. And you are giving me attitude. You are being distant. And you are giving me everything but positivity and support at my time of need. You're acting like it's my fault that I'm going through what I'm going through, or not even acting like it was my fault, but just treating me like this is the average everyday thing. I lost my mother. You're treating me like the worst of the worst, like I'm overreacting, like just like it's nothing. And then you thought I wouldn't find out or feel a certain type of way about things? Really? Well, I did find out about things. And I promptly ended that. And I didn't want anything to do with him. I blocked him immediately. And I just was like, I'm done. Because if you can pick the absolute worst time of my life, and it's still the worst time of my life the worst thing I've ever experienced was losing my mom. And then after that was losing my dad, because I lost him after my mother. Was to pick that time in my life to be a piece of shit to me, to be duplicitous when I needed somebody, to show your ass on me when I needed somebody. That told me everything that I needed to know about you. And I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want anything to do with you. And I am done. I am done. I am finito. You don't have to worry about me. You don't have to worry about me. He got blocked on everything. I blocked him. I did not deal with him. And of course, he tried to mosey his way on back. And he tried for years to get back. But I never forgave him, because that was something that was unforgivable to me. And we're not friends. We're not enemies. Like on social media, we might be friends, but we don't speak. When he tries to talk to me, I ignore him. I don't respond to his messages. And when he asked me what he did, I told him, you know what you did. And I didn't explain. And I was not going to explain. When my father passed away, I was dealing with somebody who I shouldn't have been dealing with. And he pretty much did something similar. He gave me his ass to kiss. He didn't give a damn. He put knives in my back as well regarding something else. And I saw the signs, and I handled it the same way. I blocked and decided we weren't going to be friends. I was just like, nah, you were never really a friend to me either. And I've seen this before. I've been on this rodeo before. I've been on this ride before, and I'm getting off. And you will not do to me what has already been done to me before. I refuse. I've been down this road before. And yeah, you don't get a chance to do this to me before. I've had this happen. And I think he might have known the story of what happened, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I can't be sure. I was dealing with this person for 3 years, and I shared a lot of different things with them. They didn't share as much with me. You know, on hindsight, it's 2020 when you think about it. But I saw the signs, and I saw that same pattern, and I was like, nah, I've been down this road before. And this person is also somebody that's not my tribe, and they're not somebody that I could count on to be by my side. How you treat somebody when they are at the lowest and the worst point in their life is something that they're never going to forget. Ever going to forget. And if Clay thinks that he would ever be able to come back, I'm pretty sure he knows this. After how he treated Megan, after he dangled family life and marriage and all of that in her face and played on her top, he's got another thing coming, because he's not going to be able to come back from this. That's a wrap, Clay. That's a wrap for you, love. It's a wrap. And I don't blame you, Megan, because you deserve better. You deserve better. You deserve better.